Servers work hard. They also have tales. Welcome to this episode of Tales from Your Server. Our first tale is from Icarus Sunshine 16. Remembered this from a couple of years ago. One night, it was my day off, so my parents and I went to the sports bar I work at to hang out for karaoke. On karaoke night, it gets slammed. Like, the entire bar area will be packed full. When we arrived, it hadn't gotten that bad yet, but most of the high tops were already taken. Fortunately, we found one in the corner, right next to a ledge at the back of the bar counter where a single customer can stand at comfortably if there's no stools available, or if they would just rather stand, but still want to be served by the bartender. So we snag that table and get settled in, order drinks. My mom went to the bathroom, and my dad went to chat with some regulars that he's friendly with. I needed to double check my schedule, so I just stepped away for a minute. Despite us walking away from the table, our drinks are still there, and so are our phones and keys. Everyone is pretty close-knit, and it's a small place, so we're all comfortable leaving our things wherever. Never had anything stolen. As I was walking back to the table, I witnessed a few women taking our drinks and things off the table and setting it on the bar ledge, starting to set themselves up at the table. I come over and the bartender that night was just about to speak with them. "Excuse me, why are you doing that?"
Doing what? We were not doing anything. We're just sitting at our table.
"No, you're not, because I just saw you moving that stuff off of the table."
No, that's not true. That stuff was already there when we came over.
"I also saw you move everything. You can't be doing that."
That's not true. That stuff was already there.
"It sure wasn't, because those are my family's things." The ladies are flustered and huffing, angry and trying to complain about the situation and that they needed the table. But the bartender wasn't having any of it, so he made them leave the table and find somewhere else to sit. Within the hour, all of my coworkers and some of the regulars were talking about how ridiculous and rude those women were. I can't believe some people. Unfortunately, we share the world with a lot of people like these Karens that just feel like they're entitled to do whatever, whenever, move everybody's things, take things, and it's just seeing that they were told to move, they weren't able to get a manager or any of that. That's just the icing on the cake for this one. This next tale is by Bad Palm. I don't know where to begin with this. Woman comes in, party of 6 eventually. She wants a specific table and is willing to wait. Cool, whatever. Dumb, but okay. The people already at the table are done eating, but are chatty. The woman waited at least an hour. The rest of the party showed up, and they relented into sitting elsewhere. The second they get to the new table, their table frees up, dirty but empty. They wander over and move, which is annoying, but wouldn't be a problem normally, except in the last hour, we've gotten busy. And it's a day shift, bartender and 2 servers. A demanding 14 top has been set. We're short on cooks and have 1 cook and a manager cooking. And in the middle of this absolute chaos, the health inspector walks in. We've been waiting for weeks and had 4 more days before the inspection window closed, so of course, this is when he comes in. I tell the ladies that it's fine to move, but it will be a minute before we can clear the table. They say fine and start stacking the dishes to one side. I go in the kitchen to get drinks for another table, and these women have piled dirty dishes in my bar service window, where the customer drinks come out, while the health inspector is here. When I tell you I about lost my shit and screamed at 6 old ladies, don't ever put dirty dishes where drinks are made, but especially not right this minute, disgusting ass people. I swear, they're getting dumber. I mean, seeing how a lot of people act and how their brains function, I'm not far off from believing that Idiocracy, if you've seen that movie, is literally the future we are heading towards. This next tale is from Hoping for Something. This happened the other night, and I can't stop thinking about it. I'm a young girl working in service, so obviously I get a lot of guys being weird and inappropriate with me. Usually it's clear from the beginning of service if that's going to be the case, so I can prepare myself to deal with it, or if it's really weird, give the table to another server. A man and a woman sat on our patio, and I assumed they were married. The entire meal was so normal. They didn't order drinks, just 2 entrees. The guy had a specific request for his meal, which was annoying, but he asked nicely, so I had no problem doing it. When they asked for the check, I dropped it and he gave me his card. I pulled out my tablet to do the payment at the table and he said, "I kid you not, oh, you can do it right here at the table like a big girl." He said it in a baby-like voice, I guess, and it was so random. I just didn't even know how to react. I just laughed and said, "Yeah." But the whole time I was processing his payment, which wasn't a super long time, he just kept saying variations of, "Oh, you're such a big girl," in a baby voice over and over again. Finally, he asked me if he should sign on the tablet and write, "You're such a big girl." And the woman with him was like, "You're being creepy." And the guy was just like, I think I'm being silly." I just laughed it off and moved on with my night, but I had to share because it was so weird and random. I definitely don't think that's how one should be talking to anybody they don't know personally, let alone people they know personally. I agree 100%. That was weird. And our final tale is by Street Friend 3179. We had a family of 5 come in 30 minutes before closing. We didn't really care as we still had a good amount of tables dining in still. I go to greet them and I'm mid-conversation asking how they are when the mom yells, "All waters!" I ask them if they have any questions over the menu and the mom says she's struggling between 2 of our plates. I let her know which one of those is a usual customer favorite. She then replies in a super rude tone and says,
Yeah, I know. I've ate here before."
I was like, well, okay then. They get the meals and she tells me everything looks like it was just slapped on together and there's no love in the food. I let her know we can remake what she doesn't like, but it's not worth the back and forth. I bring her a new meal and she leaves it alone, but keeps complaining to me about how it wasn't okay. I just apologized because at this point, I just want them to eat and go home. They all order milkshakes, and when I brought them out, she joked saying the milkshakes were free because I took more than 5 minutes to make 5 milkshakes. They proceeded to pay and immediately put no tip on the tip options, to which at that point, I was getting fed up. Meanwhile, they pay, her kid is running around the restaurant with her milkshake, and all of a sudden, we see her kid drop the milkshake all over the floor. I walk by and they just laugh. Not even a sorry or anything. Just laugh and go. I feel like the Karen's definitely a lost cause, but I really feel for those kids having to be raised by a person like her, acting so rude and entitled. Alright, that's enough tales for the day. Well, that wraps up this episode of Tales from Your Server. If you liked the video, please drop a like, share my content on all of your social media, subscribe if you haven't already, and make sure to hit that bell so you're notified every time I upload, and drop a comment down below. It really helps with the algorithm and helps new people find my channel. Thanks for watching, thanks to my patrons and super thanks contributors. Have a great day and stay safe out there.